Ionic bond, covalent bond, and molecular bond. I will teach you all these three chemical bonds in a super easy way. First of all, we will understand ionic bond. Let's consider some elements of group 1, group 2, group 6, and group 7. We know that group 1 and group 2 elements are metals, while group 6 and group 7 elements are non-metals. Now I take one metal atom like sodium, and I take one non-metal atom like chlorine. According to octet rule, sodium atom wants to keep only 8 electrons in its outermost shell to get stability. Similarly, chlorine also wants to keep only 8 electrons in its outermost shell to get stability. We can see that there is only one electron present in outermost shell of sodium. Sodium will lose this electron, due to which positive charge appears on sodium. Secondly, there are 7 electrons present in outermost shell of chlorine. Chlorine will gain this electron of sodium, due to which negative charge will appear on chlorine. Now we can see that there are 8 electrons present in outermost shell of sodium, so it is stable. Similarly, there are also 8 electrons present in outermost shell of chlorine, so it is also stable. But wait a minute, this is positively charged atom and this is negatively charged atom. We know that positive and negative attracts each other, so a strong attraction called electrostatic attraction will produce between these two atoms. This will hold these two atoms together. In chemistry, we say that a chemical bond is formed between sodium and chlorine. This chemical bond is called ionic bond. In simple words, ionic bond is always formed between metal atom and non-metal atom. Metal atom always loses electrons and non-metal atoms always gain electron. For instance, metal atom like sodium is electron donor, while non-metal atom like chlorine is electron acceptor. In our daily life, we use table salt. It is sodium chloride and it contains ionic bond. Secondly, we use baking soda in our kitchen. It is sodium bicarbonate and it contains ionic bond. Thus remember that ionic bond is always formed between metal atom and non-metal atom. Now we will learn all about covalent bond. Let's consider group 6 and group 7 non-metal atoms. I take 2 chlorine atoms. We already learned that each chlorine atom needs 8 electrons in its outermost shell to get stability. We can see that the chlorine atom has 7 electrons and this chlorine atom has also 7 electrons in its outermost shell. Now something interesting happens. These both chlorine atoms join hands together and each atom shares 1 electron. We say that these 2 atoms of chlorine have shared 1 pair of electrons. Remember that this shared pair of electrons belongs to this chlorine atom and it also belongs to this chlorine atom. Now there are 8 electrons present in outermost shell of this chlorine atom, so it is stable. Also, there are 8 electrons present in outermost shell of this chlorine atom, so it is stable. Here, the chemical bond between these 2 chlorine atoms is called covalent bond. In simple words, covalent bond is formed between non-metals where 2 or more than 2 atoms mutually share electrons. Here, we will learn some important concepts of covalent bonds like single covalent bond, double covalent bond, and triple covalent bond. When 2 atoms share 1 pair of electrons, they will form a single covalent bond. For example, consider a chlorine molecule. Here, the 2 chlorine atoms share 1 pair of electrons. So chlorine molecule has a single covalent bond. Remember that a single covalent bond is represented by a single line between atoms. Secondly, When two atoms share two pair of electrons, they will form a double covalent bond. For example, consider oxygen molecule. Here, the two oxygen molecules share two pairs of electrons. So, oxygen molecule has a double covalent bond. Remember that a double covalent bond is represented by double lines. Lastly, when two atoms share three pairs of electrons, they will form a triple covalent bond. For example, consider a nitrogen molecule. Here, the two nitrogen atoms share three pairs of electrons. So, nitrogen molecule has a triple covalent bond. Remember that it is represented by three lines between atoms. Some common examples of covalent bonds are water, the common sugar which we use, and all organic compounds contain covalent bond. Hence note down this important concept of covalent bond. Finally, we will learn metallic bond. Remember that metallic bond exists in metals like iron, copper, zinc, aluminium, gold, silver, etc. And there are different theories available which explains metallic bond. But we will use electron-C theory to explain metallic bond. For example, consider an iron sheet. Now this iron has two electrons in its outermost shell. It will lose these two outermost electrons. As a result, plus 2 positive charge will appear on this iron atom. Similarly, this iron atom will also lose its two outermost electrons, and plus 2 positive charge will appear on this iron atom. This process will continue until all the atoms in iron sheet will lose their outermost 2 electrons. These electrons will produce a sea of electrons. We know that attractive force exists between positive and negative charge. Similarly, attractive force exists between sea of electrons and all iron ion. This attraction force or electrostatic force is called metallic bond. Remember that these electrons are called delocalized electrons because they are freely moving across the iron sheet. That's why metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. In simple words, metallic bond means when metal atoms loses their outermost electrons to form a sea of electrons. Then force of attraction between metal ions and sea of electrons keeps all the atoms together. This type of chemical bond is called metallic bond. Hence note down this basic concept of metallic bond.